The SpitSlam record label group, a Chuck D situation. Catch us on your favorite streaming platform, on Bandcamp, or visit our official web store at SpitSlamRecords.com. All releases are available digitally or on CD, with select titles available on vinyl and cassette. The SpitSlam record label group. Throwback to the future sound.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday night, and it's C-Doc again. What's up, party people in the place to be? KRS-One Attacks. I am your host, C-Doc, and from the SpitSlam record label group. I know it. It must be true because the shirt says so. Thanks for joining us on this special night. We're going to do the first of, hopefully, if you guys dig this, of many pre-release virtual record listening party something or other. We got to come up with a better name for it. So if you got a good name for it, put that in the comments. Either that or I'll just ask Chuck D to come up with one. Anyway, C-Doc again. And I always forget to say this, but I remember today. So if you dig what we do, like and subscribe, please. But I am not alone tonight. Of course, I am joined by the first lady from the heyday of KDA, our West Coast woman, the legend, Jennifer O. Jenny.
What up, what up, what up?
How are you, Jennifer?
What's happening? I'm doing okay.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. So
yeah.
Hey, Knackwurst in the building. Yeah. So, yeah, this is a little different. We're gonna listen to music tonight, but premiere this about to be soundtrack to workout. Okay, that's cool. We're gonna premiere this album that has been blood, sweat, and teared over. That's not really a phrase, but I know it's been a long time coming, and I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to let the man himself tell you that.
Oh,
but before we get to that, Al J in the house. I want to introduce our other co-host tonight, ladies and gentlemen, holding it down at Rap Station, the president of Rap Station, and the man behind the hip hop gods, Flatline.
Yes, sir. Man, I'm here.
Glad to have you, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Is MROK going to show up? Is he going to be here?
He's
therein lies the question.
Right.
Will MROK be here?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Let's ask this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ MROK.
Whoa, hey! I was literally gonna duck down below the computer so it looked like the chair was empty, but you caught me.
Right. Yeah,
I was too fast.
Too fast. What's up, y'all? It's great
How
to
are
be
you,
here.
sir?
I'm doing great. How's everybody doing?
Doing all right, man.
Good.
Glad to have you back.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Thank you. I missed all you guys, missed your smiley faces and all the jokes that I'm sure I've been missing.
Yeah, man. It's good to have you back. Great to have you back.
Yeah.
Great to have you back.
Thanks for having me, man. Thank all of you for doing this tonight. I appreciate you taking your evening and listening to some jams.
Yeah, no problem. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this record that I know you pitched to me. Oh man, almost a year ago. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right. I think Nord1kone and I started hitting on this in like August of 2021 was when kind of the seed was planted. So
wow.
It's
been
a minute.
Yeah. I just remember you hitting me up and saying, because we have to talk about the previous project you guys had done together with El Da Sensei, and it was an album called Escape the Yard.
Yes, sir.
And it's out on Black Buffalo Records. It's super dope. Go check it out if you haven't heard it yet. And but anyway, so talk about the theme of that record.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was all Nord1kone's and El Sensei's like kind of mind share, but it was a full graffiti themed album. And we wanted to honor one of the major foundations of hip hop that often gets overlooked nowadays, at least in my opinion. And so we've got, it's more like an EP, although we've got the instrumentals and the vocal version, so it equals about 12 tracks. But we have songs about, like, just like the title says, escape the yard. So, you're caught red-handed, literally, and you're being chased out by dogs. We got Past the Paint. We got Ghost Yard, which is going to old spots and kind of like honoring like the fallen artists before you, and all sorts of dope stuff that Nord1kone and L cooked up. But really, really honored to produce that album and cut on it, and be part of something that the Outsider Syndicate, which is the crew that Nord1kone founded, just to be part of like a project with them. So we got other dope MCs on there as well from the Syndicate, and you will hear some familiar voices on Tower of Babylon from the Syndicate as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I do remember you saying to me about a year ago. So Nord1kone and I just did Escape the Yard, that's about graffiti. And so the next record we want to do is all fast beats and like a throwback to up-tempo hip hop. And that's how you pitched me the record.
Yeah.
You said, I want to put it on SpitSlam. I'm like, what am I going to say no to this? Come on now.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to say yes. So thank you for saying yes. This album is all Nord1kone's fault. Once again, for those of you, by the way, who don't know Nord1kone, amazing monster on the mic from the Bay Area. My partner in crime, the main MC that held it down on this album. So anyway, he had come to me before the album was even like a glint in either of our eyes. And he's like, yo, can you cook up something that Big Daddy Kane would have rapped on back in the day? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, like Wrath of Kane, kind of, like something like that. I'm like, oh, you want something fast? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, bet, let's do this. So it was awesome. So I was able to put together a track with that kind of feel. He attacked it. It's crazy. It ended up being track number 6 on the album, called The Original. And that kind of laid the foundation for the rest of the album, because we were talking, we're like, okay, what are we going to do together to follow up Escape the Yard? And I was like, what if we did a whole album of stuff that has the vibe of track number 6? He's like, yeah, let's do it. So hence the album concept was born.
Excellent. Okay. I didn't know that, but that makes a lot of sense now that the original was the starting point of that. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So and then the other thing that you had pitched me was, you were like, we're gonna get a bunch of guests on this thing. Some pretty heavy hitters, man. I know you had worked with a couple of them before, but the lineup of legendary MCs that on this record is kind of mind blowing. So
yeah, man. I'll tell you, without getting too deep into it, if you can picture me as like a 17 or 18-year-old, my room was just adorned with old school hip hop posters, because at the time, those were the groups that were out. And I always had this weird kind of sixth sense that like one day I'm going to work with some of these guys. And I couldn't explain it. It made no sense at all. Like, why would I work with them? But it was like a goal that was almost like planted. And I'm like, I got to do it. It's like I'm on a mission. This is my passion. So to finally be able to do it is like such a blessing. And it's so surreal, because I'm like, oh my God, that came true. Like all these years later, like who would have thought? But yeah, this lineup. Okay. So Chuck D, Cool G Rap, Master Ace, Craig G, Donald D from the Bronx and the Rhyme Syndicate, Phil Most Chill, El Sensei, Chip Fu from the Fushnikins, Chill Rob G, and Gift of Gab, rest in peace. And this album is dedicated to his memory. Wow. Then we got Chris Payne, Black Medine, The Impossibles, Lavender, who is the queen of Canadian hip hop, according to Chuck D, and I would agree. And then we've got our syndicate crew, the IMF, Cypher, AO Lyrical, and then Limit Break did a lot of the cuts on this album because I love his style. So there is a full. It took a village to make this album.
What was the to let everybody know, Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday on It's CDOC again, MROK will be back with Nord1kone and a couple other special guests, and we're gonna get more in depth on the album tonight. We're gonna go through it and check it out and play it for everybody. But what was the biggest surprise to you making this album? Was there anything that stands out that you were like, oh wow, I just did not expect that?
I think I was just shocked that I got to work with all these amazing people. Like I felt so blessed every single time someone said yes, or flipped me a verse, or listened to one of the tracks and gave me their feedback on it. I was like, oh my God, this is really happening. Like we have 3 members of the Juice Crew on the same album. Like, how did we do that? You know, it's crazy. And then to wrap it all up in a pretty bow, you know, I reached out to Dan Lish, who did the cover artwork, thinking there's no way, he's probably too busy. There's no way he's going to do this project. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
And he not only said yes, but he did an amazing job on that, brought it to life as only Dan Lish could. You know, the concept of Tower of Babylon was that, if you go back to the root of the story, is that there was a large community that all spoke the same language. And one day they decided that they were going to elevate themselves and build a tower that would actually reach into the sky and get them closer to God. And legend has it, God wasn't too happy with that. So he's like, no, you're not. And he dispersed them all over the earth and made them speak different languages so that they couldn't come together and create such a force. So Tower of Babylon is named after the fact that we have all these different MCs from all different parts of the country with their own voices, their own styles. Lavender's in Canada. We have another MC in Italy. And we're all dispersed, but we all came together to like make this thing, this big like homage to classic hip hop. So
crazy dope. Donald D in the house.
What's up, Donald D?
Yeah.
You smashed
Microphone king.
Thank you.
Yep. I also see shout out to Half Pint from Son of Berserk in the house.
Yeah, what up?
Yeah. So
salute.
The peeps are here. Well, look, we can either keep talking about it or we can just play some songs.
Let's play some jams.
I think we should get into this joint. So I just got to remember how to do that. Okay. All right. So let's talk. Track number 1 starts the album off. Stomp Your Whole Crew, featuring Phil Most Chill. All right. Here we go.
Kick it.
Are we set? Yeah, we're set. Okay, here we go.
Keep tuned to this station for further information and instructions. Do not listen to rumors, and above all, keep calm. Do not use the telephone.
I feel most chill. MROK, Nord1kone, Chuck D, SpitSlam. Everybody, let's go. Yeah, do the East Coast stomp. You know, far as I can tell, I ain't got no comp. Every LP classic, even if the mass appeal is not massive. The heat from the lyrics burn off your eyelashes like battery acid. Melt through hazmat suits with hazardous gases. Check it out. I got your girl hopping out your whip like Jackie Onassis, attracted to my gazelle glasses. They all bow down when the Moses in town. Say hallelujah, it's the ruler of the underground sound. The truest MF that is doing it now. So don't look at me like a fool, 'cause I ain't fooling around. It's not logical, coming at a phenomenal MC who's probably gonna put you in a hospital with only the rhymes that I'm saying to you. And if you step over the line, I'll stomp your whole crew. Stomp your whole crew. Stomp your whole crew.
Ha! It's Nord1kone, big stepping with still most chill, vote MROK for president. I pledge allegiance. I know you know my rhymes definite, veteran expressionist, experimental elements. Hot back, smash to the mic, you barbecue with some most valuable poet competition ain't none. I show you how the West Coast bags it. Hands up, sucker, give me the loot, now I'm smashing. With the syndicate, flipping descriptive images and steel-toed boots, shouting your truth, leave them shivering. Ice cold, but mics met where I'm felt. Fault lines crack from impact, my rhymes dealt. Syntax, battering artillery, delivery, loading up another shell. Shock systems efficiently, viciously, deliberately brought the battle to you.
That's more than enough soul to stomp your whole crew. Stomp your whole crew. Stomp your whole crew. Yeah, I stomp when I'm stepping in. Every step drop like a Led Zeppelin. Definitely deaf, anticipate a sick jam. Cause you already know everything I spit slam. Check the scoreboard, you lost to a warlord who stomp so heavy I break the floorboards. High impact rhymes and fly syntax. In fact, when I'm done, nothing is left intact. I've been dope longer than y'all been whack. Rhymes make contact, make your neck bend back. Game over like a 3 in the last second. Fully stomp on them, ain't no half stepping. Wordplay, don't take it literal. I'm only being lyrical, mental over the physical. Individuals critical, but I don't listen to what you said, cause instead I stomp your whole crew. Stomp your whole crew. Stomp your whole crew.
Yeah.
Man, what an opener. It's just crazy.
Right?
It's crazy. It just sets the tone. It's so great. It just makes me so happy. Like, man, like
that's dope, bro. That's
yeah.
what we want.
Yeah.
Shout out to C-Doc, the man who's always under the radar, but always does so much. So C-Doc sequenced this entire album. Nord1kone and I were so close to this album that we're like, I don't know what song should go first. I don't know what should go last. I don't care who's first or who's last, but you better rock this shit. We were like that, you know? And C-Doc went in with a clean head, and he's a master at sequencing the song order. He did that for us. And what was really cool was that song originally didn't have that spoken word intro about don't use the telephone.
Right.
That was C-Doc's idea. And what I loved about it was it paid homage to like the first Funk Dubious album, where the funkiest starts off with, it was a voice of a courageous explorer. And like Onyx does that right before Attack of the Bald Heads on their first album. And I'm like, yeah, man, let's use that kind of sample. So like you said, man, we just wanted to set the tone, get the energy going, and then just blast off from there. So yeah.
That just felt right. Sequencing this record was crazy because there's so many dope joints, but like there's only once you have so many great records, you have to kind of figure out what feels right. Mm-hmm. And that was the joint I kept coming back to. I'm like, this one just sets, like you said, Flatline, sets the tone, man.
Yeah,
it really does.
Yeah.
So, and Phil Most Chill just blasts off.
Yeah. Phil is no joke, man. Super underrated. You know, it's funny. A lot of people I talk to, when I throw out the name Phil Most Chill, I'm expecting that recognition. And I guess the true heads know, but a lot of people are like, oh, who's that? And then I'll say like, oh man, like Baritone Tip Love. Like he was the Quasimodo before Quasimodo was even a thing, you know, adjusting the pitch of his voice and rapping with himself. I mean, Phil Most Chill's a genius. So it was an honor to work with him on this album. He's on 2 joints actually. So
yeah, he's on right. Yeah. I remember you told me at one point, you're like, yeah, Phil gave me some extra verses. I'm like, oh, dope. Okay.
Yep.
Extra verses are always good.
We are using them. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So yeah, so that's the jump off. And then then it was the next track, totally a feeling thing. So the next track is featuring one of the New Jersey greats, one of the hip hop greats, another very underrated MC, Chill Rob G, and it is called "I Try To."
Yeah, ha, and Nord1kone. Check it out, yo. I try to buck him, I dodge him, and then I duck him, but my rappers keep frontin', so it's time I show them something. I got styles for miles, and that's legitimate. My words trot the close, and you know, don't consider it. Now I'm a little bit loose, I bust a move, words I fuse to brainstorm like monsoons. Earthquakes and lightning, quite frightening. I bends around the dead ends whenever I take flight, and I got the supersonic boom, goes the bass man, and rock be hitting with the heavyweight breaks. Can you believe it? Here comes a new challenger. When I'm in the ring, I swing heavy like Metallica. I ain't no joke punk, whatever you think. Raps from laps round your head quick as you can blink. Tell them I'm nothing nice, don't bite, I ain't sweet. They all sell a face whenever I hit the beat. precision on top of the opposition. Weak crews I'm ripping while laughing at competition. Tripping all over themselves to get my signature sound. But I'll be living 6 deep underground. Where the needle through the eye of the storm with ill poetry. Opening up the mental pure potential when I'm flowing, G. You never knew what I come through, packing the difference. Most of your taste and dividends can't catch what I'm delivering. Switching it up, I've had enough, I'm coming in too hot. Showing a little something of the style that I got. Chopping the brakes and elevating, pure signs of painstaking poetry I paint, making words storm the brain. Facing all opposition, I'm ripping because I own this. Microphone hocus pocus, Nord1kone, now you know this. Cheap talkers be facing the wrath of MROK. Drums banging, they paying the price when I rock.
Memorable and saying no bull. My words food for thought, the menu is full. The position of the listener is enviable. Before I say the word, they pay me in full. Then they hear the star, the frosty bars, and bring them closer to God with every R and ooh and oh snap. Did you hear that? Cats wanna be robbed, go ahead and get your beer back. Cause you can barely hold your own. I will block your flow, I'm a kidney stone. The styles I create, you rent to own. Hype around you so overblown, I don't stand alone. Brought sticks and stones, the names I use will crack your dome. Always a lane, wanna ride your lane. Trying in vain to claim my own terrain, man. I'm out.
Love it.
Yo, man. Speaking of Funk Dubious, that sounds like that could have been straight out of a Funk Dubious record. You know? And Nord1kone's flow. I think I told you that before. Nord1kone's flow is the kind of reminiscent of that style.
Yeah, man.
Son Doobie.
He's such dude. Oh, he's such a beast. It's like every time he sends me a verse, I'm like, what? It's like crazy. And then he tracked at my house with L over the summer, and just watching him, he's just so talented. So he did his thing and he's got his own style. And then Chill Rob came in with his style, and Chill played off of the chorus with I Try To, and then he's like, be memorable. And I just love like the dichotomy of like his style with like Nord1kone's, but it all works. And you know, the track is I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Mary Mary by Run DMC. I always wanted to do kind of that 1960s kind of twangy, kind of that kind of beat. Yeah. And that was the chance to do it. So yeah.
That's interesting. I wouldn't have called that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of dope. Okay. Yes. So moving on. Track number 3. This one is kind of epic, man. You wanna talk about who all is on this joint on track number 3.
Yeah, man. So track number 3 is a little bittersweet because it's got Gift of Gab on it. And unfortunately, he never got to hear the song while he was alive. So he passed before we put the track together. So we really wanted to do him justice on this track. And I hope, you know, somehow he can hear it, that, you know, he's happy. But if you listen to the lyrics, it's a little bugged out because he's talking about heaven and hell and, you know, kind of making that voyage. And there was a lyric in there where he talks about going down the rabbit hole, and we didn't have a hook for the song. Like, we had the verse, and I was like, man, like that could be the theme of the song, going down the rabbit hole. So he started with his verse, and then Nord1kone, Cypher, and the IMF did their thing on it. And it's called Down the Rabbit Hole, man. And it's a little bit slower. Not all the songs on this album ended up like being like track number 6, which we're going to hear. But we wanted to give people some dynamics so that, you know, you can take a break and then you can get hype again. So,
all right. Track number 3, Down the Rabbit Hole.
To stay and play with you, but I've got things I must do. Lippity hop, I'm off to Wonderland.
And away ran the little white rabbit and jumped down the rabbit hole.
travel beyond the thought trails left in the wake, exude vapors, the fumes of an effortless state of mind power. The mortal realm stepping away, explore regions unseen. While the record is played, I'm neither here nor there. I just am. Neither fear nor despair can enter through the diameter plan. All you want, this journey is something minds haven't ever experienced in their psyche. Come and climb in the rabbit hole. Not for your everyday average soul. An avid flow will rush from inner animal to inner God in a tiny split second. Beyond the physicality dividing this essence. And twos, fours, eights, all the mighty beings blessing. This matrix of quantum soup that's internally stretching. So come on! I'm intimately shedding my ignorance to live within and witness the beheading of Satan and his henchmen onto victory, preparing to rip and flip the script and drift and live within the heavens. Y'all ready?
We on the front line, struggling, jungling, bustling, punching and doubling nothing. My time is ticking, so I'm juggling. Infinite scrimmages, lyrics and lineage, primitive warfare, attacking with jazz stacks. This pilgrimage, difficult dividend, chasing till bitter ends meet. Savory, the flavor, but the recipe began sweet. Mixing in the sour soundscape from the neighborhood. Luck like a grape, squeeze the effort for the greater good. Been looking for change, 2 cents ain't free. Added to the cost as I labor for my dreams down the rabbit hole. Mixing poetry with chemicals, actions have reactions, so we spark a light and setting goals. My occupation with phrases will put your faces through paces and pays and blazes ages. Cause we rock that up in place and prop for the ends, but now and then I bend the plot twist. Send you all direction with some dollars in a clenched fist. Step to this and I'm swinging something heavy. Cross my T's and dot my I's to treat the pen like a machete. They ain't ready, but you should've known that's no surprise. Underground excavator won't back down to compromise.
See now, I've grown witty, exposing clones. Insidious Roman zones, showing no pity when your city is overthrown. Oblivious, known for lying right in your face, while I get recognized by a writer dying amazed. Finding this kind of strange, they idolizing mistakes. Entitlement minus fame like some hired writers for Dre. Invite the highest ranked ripping mics inside of your state till I inside a grave with the silence I'ma replace. I can buy you the stage like a tiger eyeing this prey. Get it dining with higher stakes, rivals flying by the fillet. Supplying tire buffets with identifiable snakes. Fighting mine, get them eight is why I acquired the taste. A solid with climbing higher fire escapes. Intertwining rhyme with famous combatant style into grace. MROK out of the break. I'm the side of this fate. Denying my intervention. They try rewinding the tape. Time sizes the way. Symbolizing time and the space. Side of minds in the race. It was on to hide or escape down the rabbit hole. Where the levees came crashing slow. It's stranded folks. Hope already sank, swam and float. Stand alone in the heavyweight traffic zone. Never order even in this everyday palindrome. A vandal code. Pressing what they can control. So fans of rap will feel me still like the cameras.
End up in the dustbin for fucking with the kid on a lush binge. Ain't no telling how far I've dug in. I'm digging deeper, I can almost hear the trumpets. Hell's just a mile away, tell the devil I'm coming. A million miles and running deep to the judgment. A place where the hunter is honey. I'ma say it twice, I keep it 100, I keep it 100. Big spender, you acting real cheap on a budget. My whole life's out of control. Got all kind of ghosts jumping out of my soul. Got both the devil and God after my soul. Jump down the rabbit hole, rather I dove. Swimming in dirt, laying in mud, doing a backstroke. Feeling like I hit one from half court. You on a bench wearing a frown like a bad sport. You could depend on a rabbit's foot if you will. Just remember it didn't work for the rabbit, we shoot to kill.
Herself sitting at the bottom of the rabbit hole, in the middle of a big room, surrounded by many beautiful golden doors, all tightly shut.
Yeah.
And can I just say thank you for all the little samples that you put in between all the tracks? And I mean, when people listen to the whole thing, they'll go, "Oh my god!" Like the way it just kind of flows is crazy. But the little, I just appreciate it so much. Yeah.
Flatline, we didn't use any samples on this album. It's all live instruments.
No. You know what I mean? The dialogue samples is what I mean.
No. No.
You did those too. Wow, you're very talented.
Yeah,
He's a man of 1,000 voices.
Yeah, no, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. We I use that. For the equipment geeks out there like myself, I use the SP404 SX on a lot of the production on this, and it just gives a certain sound to the samples that we didn't use. It just gives like a certain kind of trait and characteristic to it that I don't think we could have gotten without it. And so that's why there's kind of like that lo-fi boomy kind of like, you know, like mixtape of a mixtape kind of feel through all these, but that's what we were going for. So it just added to kind of the nuance. But yeah, thank you, man. It's awesome that you appreciate all the samples and the nooks and crannies.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, samples. Silly rabbit.
Right.
Samples. What samples?
What samples? Yeah.
Yeah. And real quick, my PSA for the day: stop sample snitching. Thank you.
Right.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So anyway, but now we get to the joint that kind of kicks everything back into gear. Track number 4, Muzzle Flash. And this is not the first time you've collaborated with the cool genius of rap, Cool G Rap.
Yeah,
right?
Man. Had the fortune of working with him on a song called The Octagon, which I released a couple years ago. It was just a single, and then I worked with Limit Break, and we created a maxi single of just remixes of it. Big posse cut. We got G-Rap on it. We got some members of the Syndicate. We got my homies Dirty Needles and Hub City on that. So it's a big posse cut. Something I've always wanted to do. I mean, and G-Rap he's definitely my top 5. Amazing MC. He's got an album coming out. If you've heard his song with Kane, it's dope. It's more of like today's kind of tempo and everything, but I wanted to get Wanted Dead or Alive G-Rap. And so you're going to hear that kind of style. He slays it on this song. And I even distorted his microphone a bit because I love that broken ass Marley Marl cold chilling microphone they use on all their productions. Yep. So I wanted to kind of bring people back to that. And then we got Donald D from the Bronx on this, just the
Syndicate sniper.
Yeah, on the same song. Like how?
Yeah,
but
right.
There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
And and also real quick, there's another legend in the house tonight. Photo Rob's in the place to be. Shout out to Photo Rob. Good to see you, bro.
What up, Photo Rob?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining the listening party.
Yeah, good to see you, bro. Hoping to catch up with Photo Rob next time, and then I'm in NYC, and I have to do that. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that right now. We're going to get into Muzzle Flash. So here we go.
No samples.
Corona V, 8 the little Z's, Corona Queens, ain't nothing little G's, million degrees like chili seeds, Army green with the submachine artillery, big family and brief with a Willery, red hot, chest shot, headshot, mascot, last stop, E. Willoughby, silly heat squeeze, nigga silly me, is it really me, dirty right, hillbilly feet, my nigga better than Clinton without the Hillary, kicking riddle for riddles, left a little life literally, no monkey bills don't middle me, used to exit the PQE artillery, here in Myrtle Avenue, where the villains be, lot of jewelry, where the drug dealer be, where they air a nigga out till he feel a breeze, just to deal with me, they gotta pay chiller cheese, the rest is messy, Jesse, etchy, sketchy, best the resty, west the pesky, best is testy, stretch is extra stretchy, yes he blessed, protect the less be deadly, best the text the guest, he mess with Westy, supreme sketch with the best, he the Bangladeshi, black and decker directly, my back is sexy, ice from the steam like he invested Nestle, last veteran met me, he rests his bed sheets, the head's the bet, the hefty, lefty, rest in peace.
hits from small arms fire.
Hey yo, I keep it cool with G-raps. I be chillin', the most feelin' is feelin' with them rockin' the drillin'. It's precision, is injured rhythm, my rhythm to grillin'. No time to catch feelings, wild styles to be spillin'. Muzzle flash, passing a million miles a minute, wetting up these so-called rappers, ripping the track, hitting turbo transmitting. My vision will turn my spit into acid, corrosive, explosive dosages are atrocious. The dope who know the ropes still get stupid when I'm swinging no big beats and bringing the syndicate when I'm thinking it vividly indiscriminate. My rap style pillages weak rappers, I'm digging and breaking, so check the syllabus. My rhymes are limitless, skillfulness isn't synchronous, silences beats clapping, evaporate any willingness to battle, death, rattling, shattering opposition, popping automatic rhythm. Assassination is given, nightmares and vision, Nordic one coming knocking, stalking them like a shadow. It's the dead man walking, marauding while they be squawking, keeping they talk of the down low, cause I be prone to snap jaws, clamp underground zone, cracking the cipher meticulous with articulate imagery that be crippling rappers that's insignificant. My flow is perfectly infinite, head splitting, my knuckles slipping a so when I'm swinging like belligerent damage, they ain't handling the pressure very well. Sooner or later they all crack, muzzle flash, bombshell.
Looks like hits from small arms fire.
The flow I flow is straight good to go. Great good to go from the flow I flow. Syndicate sniper spinners in them like Viper. Sly as a fox stealing shows like Swiper. Quick to get it. Quick to hit it. Quick to split it. Quick spit it. Raider percolator on a crossfader. Smoking like Frazier, still the Hellraiser. Ryan Almanac selling all with bars. Catch up my raptor like a man from Mars. So what up y'all? Let's kick the whack out. It's too late y'all, no time to back out. Yes y'all, let's throw the facts out. The predator, set my sight on competitor. Dark man, shark man, I bring the spark man. I'm Superman and y'all are Clark Kent man.
Looks like hits from small arms fire.
I know, right?
Yo, that fucking track is like ridiculous. It's so crazy. So crazy. It's my absolute favorite on the album. It's amazing. Shout out to Donald D if he's still in the chat, man.
Hell yeah.
He put it down.
He
did. King.
Yeah,
incredible.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah, that's that seems to be one of the standout tracks so far. And that's the one that's been out for on Bandcamp as like the pre-order little preview. We've been getting some good response off of that, and yeah, just that definitely for anyone who's ever listened to hip hop before, you know some of the beats I sampled, even though I didn't sample. But that's okay. We wanted to get classic with it, so we did what we needed to do. But yeah.
I've told you this before. You're one of the very few people. I'm gonna tell you again. You're one of the few people, producers, that makes the shit sound like 1990, 1991.
Yep.
Man.
Like, you know, like literally, you hear that, and okay, G-Rap sounds older and stuff. Donald D sounds pretty close to the same. But like you sent me like beats or like your beat tapes or whatever, like, and I'd be hard pressed to, like, if I didn't know it was you, I'd be hard pressed to be like, when did this come out? Because it sounds that authentic. You've got it down, whatever, you know, you've got that style down, man. I love your drums. Your drums are crazy, man.
Thank you so much, man. That means the world to me. That is the sound that I fell in love with when I first heard it, and that's the sound I want to keep going for years to come. So the fact that you said that, man, means a lot. So thank you.
Yeah. Man, sure. All right, let's go. I gotta click the right button. Okay, so if that wasn't enough, so if War Machine wasn't enough, or Muzzle Flash, let's get into War Machine. And who's on War Machine?
Also in my top 5, the hard rhymer Chuck D. Oh my God, what an honor, man. Unbelievable. So as anyone does, I love the Bomb Squad and I love Chuck D. And it's always been a dream for me to, you know, they're a huge influence on me. So I wanted to create a track with his voice on top of those types of beats. And when Chuck said yes, that was amazing. And then Chris Payne from SpitSlam, who is also incredibly talented and amazing, rounds out the third verse with Nord1kone, and it's just like, yeah. So anyway, but you know, one of the things that I'm really proud about with this song is just, you know, I feel like one of the things that I loved coming up on hip hop was all the messages that used to resonate on so many songs. Like it was really like hip hop was like an education for me. It was the school I wasn't getting in school.
Yeah.
And I miss, not that there aren't any hip hop songs with messages anymore, but I miss that sensibility. So we definitely wanted to put a track on here that didn't just hit hard, but also had a hard hitting message. And we'll see what people think of this one.
All right, here we go. War Machine.
Turn off the television. Police are murdering the youth, brown men and women, and then the media will spin it like hypnosis. Divide the people instead of providing focus on the source of systemic and historic racist politicians looking out for what's important, and that's the revenue they earn while you watching. It's time for action. We gotta stop it. There's no denying I'm the dog and I have white skin, but I raise my fist for my fellow Americans in solidarity. So here's some clarity. We gotta lift each other into prosperity. Fight the power, set the standard as a team with tracks that formulate like Dr. King had a dream, ending hate, violence, manipulation, greed. It's all fueling the war machine. DJ MROK, don't turn your back on the machine. DJ MROK, what? Don't turn your back on the machine.
Back to a style of work, I did work recorded, reported on the obscene borders and orders. New worlds out of order, I mean throwing the virus and poison the waters. SpaceX missiles fouling like SpaceX. Expect more than shells from hell, I do wreck. And Nazis answer society cancer. Dance on Indian graves like bandits. Got the nerve to rob and steal, blow out candles. Wipe out life in the panhandle. Red in the road like dead in the bed. Salute the lies, they text on sock bed. Machine treating, can't trust what they said. Get them drunk, get them high, flip them online. Deadly path of their design. Who's the last thing you learn? Listen about the machine without a screen in between. Don't turn your back on the machine. Don't turn your back on the machine.
Or veteran Chuck D for president, boy, don't get belligerent, notice all of the evidence. Now they gotta what? Talk about all the pettiness and how they think worshiping God just isn't relevant. But now they gotta walk around with the heaviness and seeing what they put in our food is why I'm chefing it. Chef Payne, do a turkey like Ukraine, while Russia wanna rush in my membrane to sustain. I don't even have to talk, I snuff mayors, and they wouldn't even appeal an onion with tough layers. Same finger Uncle Sam use, I hush haters, but we don't even debate, I'm made for great debaters. Don't trust the machine, get cancer in the spleen. There's a thin line in between. However they wanna get us, I seen it in my dreams. And rock the crowd, make way for this war machine.
Don't turn your back on the machine. Don't turn your back on the machine.
The war machine keeps turning.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, whose voice was that?
Right? I can't place it.
Someone Jen knows.
It's really familiar, but I
yeah,
just can't put my finger on it.
Yeah. Oh man. Fucking no, fucking fuck it. That's just dope. Oh
go
man,
to bed, kids. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Originally, that was gonna be. We were talking about doing a single, and that was gonna be the first single. However, the album was done, and it was like, well, let's just put the album out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I hope when people listen to that song as well as like all the tracks on here, you know, there's bars upon bars in this album. Like every MC just went in and crushed it, and I'm hoping like you kind of hear different things and pick up on different things as you replay it, you know. Same with the production, man. It's just layer on top of layer, and I just like to kind of do that to plant little Easter eggs for people as they're listening through again. So they're like, oh, I didn't catch that the first time. But yeah, that was an important song to work on, and it was an honor to do it. So
man, Chuck just like, I was like, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, wow. He's
Chuck does what Chuck does.
Chuck doing what Chuck does. Like, but yeah, he's been in this. Working with him for a while. He's in this interesting phase now where he's just like, because you guys, any PE fans know back the earlier PE records when he got into Nations and Fear, his style kind of got, where he was like, he'd make the rhythm come to him,
Right.
Yeah. And then he changed and kind of like was, then he was doing simpler things, not simple, but like he started doing that less, and then he's tried some other styles, but he feels like he's going back to that. Like he's bending the words and the rhythm to his will. And oh, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that he's able to do that. But anyway, yeah. War Machine. So now we get to the track that started it all. And it's the only, right? It's the only solo Nord1kone joint on the album.
Yeah, it's the only one without a feature on it. But we definitely didn't need one on this. Nordic held it down.
Yeah, and it's fast as hell. Do you remember what the BPM is on this?
No, I think the display actually said fast as hell when I programmed it.
Well, that makes sense because it is.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, here we go with track number 6, the original.
Into the ring and watch me swing this. Looking like a seven when I slam it and I bring this. Round after round with the outsiders tactics. Never to be jacks cause they lack where we practice. Verbal artillery, laser sharp focus. Levitating tracks, that's a fact and they know this. Hocus pocus, get with the program. This is the sound that's profound, ain't no slow jam. Exploration beyond exterior. Exterminating when I penetrate inferior defenses. When I'm swinging for the fences. MCs scatter all directions. Reckless, breathless. How I leave them if they rap this. Better not fight or you might get your ass kicked. Take it back to tracks and better not cross step the Nord1kone and you might get lost. Cause I'm original, what? I'm original. Flex in my style, such a nice like a criminal. Yeah, cause I'm original, what? Cause I'm original. Flex in my style, such a nice like a criminal. Never imitating, just illustrating my greatness. Take this with whiskey, watch us with levitate and making heat phrase and days in an amazing crowd circling gazing. On stages I'm blazing, pendulum is swaying, hypnotic or I'll be bringing the raps to leave you thinking, but you can't crack what I'm slinging. Springing into action, it's the main attraction. Mr. Magnetic, aesthetic or satisfaction. Pack the crowd rapping, look at them make it happen. Cause like my props hops, cause homie that's how it has been. Combat, we'll bring you up in the backspin. Tracks get the better when I step up for the tasking. Locked and loaded, ready to bomb steadily, deadly with the melodies, heavily damaged shellies. Yeah, rhyme design that you wasted. Tripping on the rhythm and puffing on what I'm phrasing. Cause I'm original, what? I'm original. Flex in my style, such a mics like a criminal. Yeah, cause I'm original, what? Cause I'm original. Flex in my style, such a mics like a criminal. The point of summarizing, I rhyme in perfect timing. I'm climbing up as I'm rhyming and lining like stars shining at midnight. My insight being tight, combining the element with designer rough cuts like raw diamond. Burning up, turning up on me, no it's not enough to get each shocked by frequencies bumping up from a trunk. Sub-moving and moving and never losing it. Proving this you've been tuning in musical style and given. When tongue twisted illusion, you're proving in my conclusion. Original, my solution to the radio pollution. Use me as a wax poetics like John Coltrane. The scientific method been tested to bring the pain. It's insane, the brain be real. Hand on the pump and rocking like Van Halen. Getting the crowd jumping. Speakers thumping so hot that if you criminal. Arsonist, Nord1kone and MROK, the original. Cause I'm original, what? I'm original. Flex in my style, such a mics like a criminal. Yeah, cause I'm original, what? Cause I'm original. Flex in my style, such a mics like a criminal.
Criminal. Yes.
Criminal.
Yes. That's and just to let everybody know, that's the player on here. So it cuts off a little bit at the beginning, a little bit at the end. The album flows nicely.
Yes.
So the display actually probably said what the actual.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah. What the
That's
actual.
what the display said. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you guys memorize all the lyrics from that?
Oh, yeah.
I got them right now.
I was like,
Yeah.
how do you? I don't know how Nord1kone does it, man. It's just crazy. But yeah, that was the catalyst for the whole album, man.
Which song did he record at your place?
Let's see which ones. I gotta do a sneak peek of my list here.
Oh, so it was more than one.
Yeah. He
Okay.
did Shogun style,
Which we haven't got to yet.
we haven't gotten to that. And let's see, he did, I don't know if it's Time to Get Hype, and he did what you gonna do? So he threw down 3 at my crib and just busted them out like one take.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
He's a master at his craft.
Yeah.
He's
That's
a problem.
awesome. Yep.
But
yeah, he is a problem.
He's definitely a problem. And limit on the cuts. So like, you know, I did some minor cuts here and there throughout the album, but you know, Limit is the one. He's an amazing producer and scratch DJ. He just has that flavor. And I just knew I could do the cuts on the album, but it wouldn't have the same. And I wanted the best of the best. So all the cuts you're hearing so far, it's all Limit, just crushing it on the turntables. So
well, didn't you do, wait a minute. I gotta look at the credits. Because you did War Machine though, right?
Yeah, I did War Machine and I did Rabbit Hole, and I've done some of like the intro cuts here and there. The one that I really go crazy on is Time to Get Hype, but everything else is Limit on the decks.
On the decks. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of Time to Get Hype, that's the next song.
All right.
Yeah. Featuring, again, this is the second time we get to hear Phil Most Chill. and yes, and who else is on Time to Get Hype?
Okay, so obviously Nord1kone, and then my homie Amucat, whose name is spelled backwards. It's Takuma. We call him TK. This is his first time ever rapping on a song. So he had never gotten up on the mic. He's been in the hip hop as long as I have. I've seen him like rocking with me and like doing the lyrics to certain songs if I'm just spinning beats, and I'm like, dude, you should rhyme. And so I finally talked him into it. He came over the crib and he laid the track down, and is his first time, and he did great. So shout out to TK.
Wow, I had no idea.
Right? Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, track number 7. And also keep this in mind, because eventually, you know, like when I sequence records, I sequence them in sides, you know, like vinyl or tape or stuff like that. Hint, hint. But anyway, yeah. So this would start track 6, the original would end side 1, and side 2 would start with track number 7, Time to Get Hype.
Let's get hype.
4. All city reppin' tumbler, never been known to stumble a rebel and tough son of a rumbler. When I'm studied and never was there another Nord1kone that just hovering above the cloud, covering smoke, leaves them puttering. And while they stuttering and muttering, all of the men would leave them all hanging. I freak drums banging. I got the rhythm that I'm stepping out to transmit. Don't gotta prove it, I'm just moving cause I can't spit. The breaks seeker and speakers converted, non-believers deeper than the reapers reaps you weak-minded creatures. The horror feature burning mics like a fever, chopping breaks like a cleaver. I'm a leader and don't need ya. Input keys to see it clear. You suckers if you touch the microphone and then come back, no I'ma bust ya. Legends of manage extended energy through the mic. Nord1kone, MROK, time to get hype.
Alright, listen, still kicking, still ticking, old man Phil, I'm still wicked with it. Please examine the ill skills and the stamina. Tom Brady, maybe I'm more than a game manager. Words come to words, I curse on the verse, but still I try to come clean like J. Rue the damager. Cooking them, scrape them out the pan with a spatula. If I see you biting my style, I'm coming after you with a new style to baffle you. Bamboozle you, still making music, the microphone Methuselah. Rhymes hit you in the head so hard they're losing you. Disorienting your state of mind and confusing you.
No more paper chasing, wasting time about what we hating. The uninformed, they always want to debate when they got us waiting on the next distraction. It's like taxation, but at the inflation I'm building. You can call it skyscraping, I'm chilling. In my b-boy stand, sledgehammer in hand, I'm breaking through your damn ceilings. Now, broken glass everywhere, 2 years straight, got the whole world scared. to come outside if you dare. I'm asking folks to stay aware. It's pitiful and the system's criminal. Effective laws, yes, they're minimal. It's critical. Programming that's subliminal. The wealth transfer is pivotal. Crypto.
Nightfall.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't hate the game, hate the player.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's another one. There's another joint that just felt right. Like, all right, you're gonna start side 2. What are you gonna start it off with? Filmo's Chill, right?
Filmo's Chill, man. The glue.
Yep.
The catalyst.
Right. The trendsetter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. By the way, anybody watching right now, if you got any questions for MROK, throw them up in the chat. Let us know.
Yeah, please do. And thank you for the comments so far. Really appreciate it, guys. I hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's see. Where are we at? Time to get hype. And then, so we're going a little SpitSlam on the next one. Getting to the SpitSlam vets with this one. Let's talk about track 8, Warning Signs.
Yeah, so shout out to Black Medine. Love you guys. Just, incredible talented guys on SpitSlam. Definitely wanted to rock with them. We rocked together in the past with me helping out with some cuts and stuff like that. But yeah, Nord1kone and I were like, we got to work with Black Medine. So when they said yes, we were also very happy and both did a happy dance. So what's cool about this song is like Nord1kone, from what I remember, and we're gonna hear the lyrics real soon, but he kind of took it more like b-boy, like kind of like warning signs, like don't mess with me, kind of like brag and boast. And Black Medine kind of went more with like a message with it, especially Yusuf. So it's kind of cool. There's like some different layers throughout the song.
Yeah. Yeah. And hey, don't forget they were on your first SpitSlam album, which is,
yes,
Night
they
Living
were.
Beats. So
yes.
There it is.
There it is.
Flatline came prepared.
I have the prop just in case.
Yeah,
you're the best.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So here's Warning Signs featuring Black Medine.
This is a warning.
Mandatory mandates, man makes up for the handshakes. The candidates, guns of butter, no limit link. Kingdom of animals, animate bars from our contract. You cannot left, or is the planet escape? Gates to Fauci, 5,000 straight out. Ain't no chase to out. That's what they say about me. Don't your peace sign, assalamu alaikum. No one was a war, it's outside, no man is safe from. You could be Jim Carrey or try to play dumb. Murdered by the cross we carry, though not forsaken. Solid weapons sit dead in Africa, a bunch of the massacre. Within the depth of rested, scavengers in a high state. Prophesied in the state, no sheep or bold people, so to keep one eye awake. Home is sweet and sour, I acquired the taste. It's evidence that make your eyes dilate.
This is a warning.
It's like we're living in the scariest days, kid. Earthquakes and famine in various places. Nation against nation, betrayal and hate, making certain people turn away from the faith. We ain't playing it safe. On the front line, it's a battle for your mind and evil warning sign. Culture wars ain't life or death, cause I just write the checks for the right and left. Righteousness ain't the east or the west, but belief in the law, put the beef in the rest. Yo, weak in the flesh, spirit is willing. Turn on the news and the hair of the killing in Kashmir. I'm talking about Led Zeppelin, but my brethren on the stairway to heaven. Step in the arena, Mecca to Medina, recognize signs and be ready to
This is a warning.
A bomb steadily measuring up to none, and I'm only getting better each rotation around the sun. That's why the veterans all peeping my lettering. Angles that I make on force of nature as I'm weathering. Take warning outside of performing. Crowds that I rock and shock, typically storming. Prone to electrify the mic when I'm sound bombing. Attempts to duplicate a bite, never done coming. Aggressive in pedigree. Years ahead of these candy raps, I'm backhand. Welcome to class, pun SpitSlam, cause that's me. As I attack and pack, hitting them hard knocks. Black Medine, Nord1kone and MROK. I'd rather raise a fist than stand for that weak stuff. Hardcore, mind state, syndicate, swing for
This is a warning. Caution.
Al J.
Al J.
Oh,
Yusef. Man. Big respect.
Talk about setting it off.
Oh my God.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like a bomb.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yo, thanks, Mike P. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man. So for those of you listening to this podcast on a phone or a laptop, I promise you it sounds better if you put in some headphones or plug it into the bigs, because I have 808s laced throughout every song that if you have a sub or something like that, you're going to pick up on that. That song in particular, the drums drop out and I just have rapid 808s going under Nordic going. It's like a machine gun. If you bump that in your car and you got like a bazooka tube in the back or something, you're going to love that song. So after this podcast, if you're curious about the album, like make sure you play it on your system of choice and you'll pick up on all the nuances. But
yeah. Donald D's got the headphones on. So
dope. Got the phone. Yeah. Thank you, sir. That's the way to do it.
It's funny because Flatline mentioned the same thing to me. So
yeah, I started just listening on my laptop for the first, I think, 2 songs, and then I was like, "What am I doing? I normally don't do this when I'm listening to stuff that CDoc sends me. I put on my headphones." So I went back and I was like, "Oh my God! I mean, it's crazy! It's crazy! The album is heavy. Like that's an understatement. It's incredible. Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for seriously coming from you. That means
the
world. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Okay, so Black Medine, track 8, warning signs. Now we're going to track 9. What you going to do?
All right, so didn't mean to bite the title of the B-Boys, What You Gonna Do, but it just so happened to be that way. So Donald D, I'm sorry, bro. It wasn't intentional. It just came out that way, but we spelled it different. So
yeah, you have the 2 in there.
Yeah, we have the 2, so
so it's almost like a sequel.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But great minds, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, this one has Craig G on it. Once again, Juice Crew legend. I distorted the shit out of his mic after I got his vocals are super clean that he sent me, and I'm like, nah, we can't have that. It's just like, man, if this was punk, there's no way you're gonna be playing an acoustic guitar. I want distorted, busted ass guitar. So that's what I did with all the Juice Crew members on their mics, and then Lavender, who Chuck said was the queen of Canadian hip hop. She's super dope. She's young, but she's got that style and swagger. She's very versatile. So she kind of brought to my ear, she kind of brought the Roxanne Shante to this a little bit. I will let you kind of decide, but there's a little bit of that flavor. Mm-hmm. And you can expect more from her and I in the future as well. Wink, wink, hint.
Hint. Little hint. Things to come. All right. So here we go. Track 9. What you going to do?
Kick it.
Going to do. MROK, Nord1kone, SpitSlam, Crack G. Listen. We mash out sounds like Dame and Billy Dan. Say no to a person, see we really stand. And if you think being worth 100 grand is progress, wait till you try and buy some land. Man, rap like a sleight of hand. Oh, you spit, pick a card, watch you take like quicksand. A lifetime of sadness like being a Knick fan. Charles Oakley at the game, really with the shits fam. Damn, smack security, they advance. Try and move me on my square, you're facing a grown man. First fist to the jaw, changing their whole plan. Stone Cold Steve style, cracking a cold can. Afghanistan, fill them out like a mammogram. Or start running any moment that them hammers blam. Crack G, MROK, serving hand in hand. While these other trash sounds ain't worth a can of spam.
What you gonna play now?
Yo, it's impossible, highly improbable, downright illogical. Crush any obstacle, mathematical. Swing it diagonal, knock him out the box. Nord1kone strike tactical. SWAT team right to squad, crowd controller. Make it put the ones up whenever I hold up. Microphone, cyclones, SpitSlam, and reign supreme with my team. Move fakers backhanded. Master plan, how I speak raises standards. Never back away from a rapper trying to slander. Rhyme commander, outsiders expander. Wax captains, blasting tracks, get their hands up. So come on, stand up and keep it moving, y'all. MROK on the cut, Nord1kone proving all. Player hating, perpetrating down and hit the fader with the alligator snap clamp. Sucker, see you later.
What you gonna play now?
I let him rock for a minute just to see how they step. He brought the war out of me, so I killed it and left. They got no time for fakers, player haters, this shit redundant. If you was hating on me now, you about to find me repugnant. When the album drops, I don't wanna hear a word. Keep that same type of energy you was throwing at me first. Trying to cut me out, trying to curb on my shine. Like I don't notice that you hating in the background, fine. Okay, driving war and driving dysfunction. No, they thinking what I'm speaking on is purely production. But I multiply and get to where I'm going. You a sucker ass bitch just for doing what you doing. If I wax that ass, you better watch that mouth, you better fix all that. It's time to check yourself. I'm in the mood for proving who the fuck I is. I'm setting fire to your village, pretty boy, that's it. Let's go.
What you gonna play now? What you gonna play now?
That track is crazy. It's crazy. I've listened to the album a couple times now. That joint, it just every time I hear it, I like it a little more. I always liked it, but every time I hear it, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's definitely one of my like sleeper joints.
Yeah,
because there's so many dope joints in this record, and then it gets to that one, the bass line drops. I'm like, oh shit,
that bass line is
nasty. Nasty
baseline of the year, like it's
seriously
crazy.
Yeah,
that bass line that I played live myself was a lot of fun. I will tell you. Oh man, thank you, bro. I was the mix engineer on that. Thank you for the whole album.
DJ MROK, the one man band.
Yeah, man. I will say this. For anyone who's a producer, a DJ, whatever, you're making beats, if you're watching this, dig into those European crates. You'll be amazed at what you find. Stuff that no one knows about. I got Turkish samples on this. I got samples from France. I got Belgium. I got stuff from Asia. But it's hip hop. It all works. And so yeah, man. So that bass line was not from the US, but it had that old jazz vibe to it, and I had to use it. So there you go.
Incredible.
That's a find.
Yeah,
that's a find. Holy hell. But yeah, crazy joint. Okay. Not to sound like we're a broken record, but man, that's how much we love this album.
Yeah.
So
thank you, man.
Yeah. Okay. So track 10. Speaking of Juice Crew, track 10, there it is. And with another massive lineup on this one: Master Ace, IMF, AO Lyrical. So yeah, you got the master.
We got the master. So real quick before we go into this song, one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time is Slaughtahouse by Master Ace.
Yeah.
I love it. And there's an interview with him and Soren Baker, actually, where he's lamenting over the fact, he's like, man, I was so used to working with Marley. I watched him in the studio. And when we went to go make Slaughtahouse, I was turning knobs and stuff, and I couldn't get like the levels and stuff like Marley did. And Chronic came out, and Chronic was like the ultimate in like clarity and loud and everything. But my personal taste is probably going to be unpopular opinion. I like the dusty, dark, stanky, wet alley kind of old basement shit that Slaughterhouse sounded like. I'll take that any day. Yep. And so when I got to work with Master Ace, I'm like, I want to go back to that Slaughterhouse kind of vibe. So Once again, you'll hear the broken microphone. A lot of echo, as you've heard on everything else, and some dusty ass shit. So yeah, let's go.
All right, here we go. There it is.
With the swisher down the spine and then I show them I can rhyme well. Crowd activated, smoke screening as I exhale. Words just 1 minute, the hitter will flip the Richter. Rappers left choking on flows, but a constrictor. Oh, it's the shadow circle in the short. Nord1kone ripping through the vitals in the north. One spark of the split, and I'm scrolling Mr. Dandy. Marking up the spot, leaving right and walking. Standing in between your crew and then the exit. Outside of syndicate, firepower flexing. Pressing the barrel to your temple as my patience been squeezed like pressure on the mic. I'm disfiguring. Past patterns aggressive with my behavior, corrupt flavor. So they say my style's major, Rodney Danger. Now remember who I played ya. Hoping my potential, there's no chances that they'll save ya. Send it out from my squadron, rolling up in jeeps with they subwoofers, farming classic ghetto funk. Pressure must be my next test subject. Operator FMG kept them open as I inspect. In it the beginning, here finish, return to sender. Nord1kone is on the bender through rough battles I enter. Gun them down and I'm the last man left to stand. Crossing out they rhymes for I toss them in the trash can.
It's that drip smothered in applesauce. Kid brother on the handlebars. Jones Street, crack cocaine, caviar. Dirtbag swagger, fell off Jacob's ladder. Driving Lambos in hell, whipping them well. Homicidal on vinyl, murder on wax. Blood on the needle, I'm becoming the truth, the reason. Shout out to Seagull. Been the corners in the regal. No tags, your team is looking real feeble. No strength, these lame labels trying to make a deal. No thanks, everybody talking, keep it real. I'm beyond that. I'm beyond rap, MROK track, I'm beyond that. Shit can get bad, Vietnam bad. Look at the mess I made, who gon' pay for this? I'm in the octagon, jumping off the chain link. IMF, I play the world's smallest violin. I don't give a shit, tell your body by the limbs. Baby, part there it is. You fucking with pros and there it goes. This my older ghost, I flourish from coast to coast. Jumping off and on the continents. Rob a bitch, then hop a fence. Lock and load after I pop a clip. I'm John Claude Apocalypse. Lock arms with an octopus. I ain't never lost, not once. And if I did, that was not us. Fuck with the kid and get tossed with the monster up in Loch Ness.
I speak with my mind, with the lyrics I write. All my might, oh shit, it's the nigga in the tights. I'm a god on the mic, holy Jesus fucking Christ. I'm that bad itch, far worse than white. Sister daily super spitter, OG top rank hitter. Our shit bang, on the last in the arenas. Wrist cleans from Pissy to Richmond. I'm going crazy with it, every line I write turns to magic Armageddon when I'm pissed. Nauseous, pyramid level stocking, catalogs knocking. IMF got me on a stopping. You fools, my fist up, time to box bitch. To the roof you go, want some Mortal Kombat shit. In the project's very comfortable where I stay in. Nobody's taking me out, I'm going in, guns blazing. Lyrically a beast, that's why Marshawn pays me on that comment once a year. Now start blazing, motherfucker.
Hey yo, this verse is like the curse of insomnia. Up at 4 a.m., staring at the ceiling. I'm up on your bed, voice in your head. Your thoughts are full of dread, scary is the feeling. Pillow soaked with the tears of your fears. Losing to your peers for 20 plus years. Stay awake and don't play hate. The game is not for lame, you must play it great. No escape from the wars, they close in. The best flows win, your boy goes in, yeah. Like a pool and a shine like a jewel. Your flow's not cool, you rhyme like a fool. Court jesters tossed to the lions. Toothpicks in your eyes, you're lost in the science. My alliance with the guards of rap is to uphold the culture, the cards are stacked, yeah. I run with dudes that were born with the beating them. You in pajamas with the feeding them. And the flap for the buck part. I'm in this 30 years, you still on the upstart. This is not nap time, this is mic in your hand, show us you can rap time. On this obstacle course like the back nine, forget about the club, let your rap shine.
There There it is.
There it is. And yes, that definitely was Master Ace.
Yeah.
So, and then and real quick, I wanted to put Limit Break in the house.
What up, Limit? Thanks for helping me make this beast, bro.
And to answer Carlitos L his question, it'll be out on all platforms at midnight. Bandcamp a little bit earlier, and the CD will be available at SpitSlamRecords.com just as soon as I go set it up. So, which will probably be right after this show. So yeah, there you go. All right. So yep. Take a loss to the master, Ann. All right.
Yeah.
So where are we at? Track 11, Shogun Style.
All right. So just to set this up, I love old 1970s Shaw Brothers Kung Fu movies. And I'm a huge fan of Wu, no surprise. But I'm also a huge fan of Fushnikins because they came out with like a vibe that tapped into that whole like Hong Kong Kung Fu kind of movie vibe, but it wasn't as dark and kind of slow and marauding as Wu-Tang. And I've always wanted to do a beat that kind of had, I hate to use this term, but like a chop-socky kind of feel to it. And as soon as I made the beat, I'm like, you know who would sound dope on this? Chip Fu from the Fushnikins. Maybe somehow he'll say yes. And I'm like, let me try to hunt him down. So I hunted him down, and he's an amazing dude. He's got a new album coming out as well. Got to talk with him and everything. And the reason I'm like getting into all this is because he is the only one on this album that has dry vocals. After playing him the track, and I don't think he'll mind me saying this, he's like, yo, there's way too much echo on my vocals. He's like, this is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, man, no, you sound great though. I'm like, that's the aesthetic of the album. It's big, it's booming, it's like Cool Herc, it's like a block jam, you know, like he's like, nah. He's like, when I rhyme, I like it dry. So he's dry. El De Sensei is wet as hell in echo on this. So so see if you can pick up the differences. But El tracked this one at my house, and I still have the lyrics that he wrote down for the song. It was crazy. His process is you play the song as loud as hell over and over again. He sits with it. He'll write. And as soon as you hear the paper get ripped off the tablet, you know it's time to go. So like that was my cue. Like, all right, get the mic going. He's ready. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So all right. Well, yeah. Okay. I'm like,
Kung Fu.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, well, okay. Well, yeah, I gotta play the song. All right, here we go. Track 11, Shogun Style.
I can beat you.
I'll strike like the Shaolin, thousands of techniques compounded, testing my strength, what it takes to remount it. Snakes in the grass, I blast them, leave them slithering. Rappers, I'm outgunning and stunning them with my riddling rhyme. Infinite pivoting, opposition of riveting, battle practice tactics, massive strike written in stone carved steadily, heavily. Longevity is key to keeping melodies close like my enemies. Circling to kill like sharks in the water. Electric techniques, I speak to cause slaughter. Sharpening my blades like seasons of harvest. Reap what I sow, so my victory gets farther. Waves that I strike torment, that's psychological. Bending like I'm to remix chronological events. Henceforth, it's on the board like Sun Tzu. Practice make perfect, the purpose of Kung Fu.
Yo, Lethal Knievel speaking lethal when I come. Lethal when I speak in medieval like needles in your arm. I keep the people tweaking like speakers and string them like a tar. I'm on off before them BDC got the foot is on the star. Different creature is speaking either. I melt the stripes of Adidas with the wrath of my madness. It's like Latifah in this song. Hot foot, I heat of your speakers beneath you, then I'm gone. I give you fever, this fire breathing will trap you like lobster with cedar. I go deep, you can find your little pieces in the mall. Pieces in the floor beneath you in the wall. The shark can eat through any wall. I'm lethal when I talk. So this heat seeker will heat the beat up. I'm ego in the song. I melt the speakers, even the tweeters, receivers, they go gone. But I'm the reaper, me no EQ on a song. Anytime I can repeat it to the pieces, then I'm done. Yo.
Dope, no less, niggas hopeless, no threat, cold, no sweat. Flow back, taking pro bets for the drive. So sad, lyrics pro bets that we back. No pad and flames, dazzle in the lane. Battling rings, bug your things, sing and change. Drum sounds and bounds, comparable to slaps. Snare spared the clap when gums start to flap. Run laps on your sound like bull. Running tracks, run it back, all that smoke. All choke, raw votes for the mix. Dirty, unclean shit, fiend for the fix. Quick, grind, serve. Underground nerve with the nerve of a deep word, deep to be stirred. Treat for the curve. Reese birds with my slurs coming from the swamp marsh in New Jersey.
I'm ready.
Ready. Yeah.
And I found
Oh, wow.
lyric.
Oh, wow.
Dope.
Yeah. And it's all, there's like no spaces between the sentences or the words. And he just, this is how he writes, man.
That's
and
wild.
It's crazy. And it's crazy. And he absolutely killed it. Wow. So, yeah.
Gotta put that in a frame.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yeah.
When we get around to the wax for this, gotta put that shit up. Make it
Ooh, yeah, man.
Poster thing. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's dope. Okay, so but can we let a little cat out the bag? I don't know if you want to talk about it or not, because you just told me this the other night about that beat, where that beat came from.
I know where it's from.
Spill the beans, Flatline. Spill it.
Well, I was looking for it. I can't remember, but you did a whole project of instrumentals with like movie. It was a movie theme. I don't know the name of it though.
Yeah. I put out a beat tape during like the height of COVID when everyone was quarantined because like we couldn't go to the movies, and I love the movies and I miss the movies. So I did a beat tape with movie inspired tracks. Each track had a different genre. There was action movies, spaghetti western, and then there was kung fu. And that was on a project called Friday Night Flicks. And that track, like, I just love that track. I'm like, I want it to be more than an instrumental on a beat tape. I want it to be a song. It should be a song. And so I took down Friday Night Flicks, extracted the beat off of that, and just put Friday Night Flicks back up on Bandcamp. But that beat isn't on there anymore. It's now a song. So yeah. But
I'm glad you were able to use it, because it's just so dope.
Oh man, thank you.
So Flatline, do you have
my favorites that you've put together is that whole movie.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
There's some dope stuff on it. Like when he put it back up, it showed up as a new release. And I was like, DJ MROK has a new release. I'm like, oh, word? And then I actually thought it was going to be Tower of Babylon, like the pre-release for it. And then it was that. I was like, whoa, what is he holding out on me or something? And then he told me the story. I was like, there's some joints on there. So now do you have the version that has that? You have the version that has that.
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rarity.
Yeah, it
is. Yes, indeed. All right. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this album adventure with track 12. 4 Elements, featuring a group that we used to jokingly call the Impossible Jerks, because we were always goofballs. But anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. This is C-Doc is one humble cat. This track features the Impossibles, an amazing group.
Never heard of them.
Yeah. Incredible group. You should definitely check them out if you haven't heard of them. C-Doc brought crazy skills to the mic. If you listen to his lyrics, everything is about.
Thank you.
Okay, well let me set up the song first. We did a celebration of the 4 elements of hip hop. So we have MCing, b-boying, DJing, and graffiti, right? And each person took a different verse. Nord1kone in this case did b-boying, and the Impossibles handled the other 3. C-Doc took MCing, and every single line begins with M or C, and it's crazy. It's crazy good. It's my favorite verse on the whole album, probably, for the features.
Wow.
So, great job, bro.
That's saying a lot. Thank you.
I nerded out on that.
As soon as I finished my first listen, I went back to listen to C-Dog's verse. That's how great I think it is.
Wow.
Yes.
So just take it, C-Dog. Just,
Yeah, no.
He's just going to sit there and go, wow.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just like, come on, man. It's like the lineup on this record, I mean, that like seriously means a lot. Now you guys have talked it up like huge. And
it is. They'll hear it and they'll know. They'll go, oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the wordplay.
Thanks, Jen. All right. So we'll talk more about that verse in a minute, but right now, here we go. Track number 12, 4 elements featuring my squad, the Impossibles.
Spending their spring break learning about the 4 pillars of hip hop.
I'm the master of ceremonies, the microphone controller, the manager of a craft that excels as an ex-solar itself. Mind creating mentally, calculating melodies, captivating, making me concentrating on the myriad of choices my memories construct. My makeshift compositions, munitions I can't conduct. Manipulate creatively, mixing all the components. The momentary clarity is marrying the chosen words together. Maintaining clever manufactured compounds as it magically confounds all the mystically clear-sighted, maddening clairvoyance that face so many colorfully reworded disappointments. My conclusion. Magnificent communication, microcosm of a mirror constellation. The mightiest competitors made calls to flee from the MCDOC. Yeah, that's me.
See the world through my eyes. Black solid lines so sharp, outlines the designs in my mind. Cramp on words to art, from thoughts can't define. The color scheme's divine, the inner piece is mine. Name gon' shine, whole world of canvas. Put together a whole new single-handed. Cops can't stand it, they with me abandoned. Expression of my art, the whole culture demands it. From the rooftop to the front of mom and pop shop. The crying on display the whole vision that I got. It's non-stop, you take it down and put it back up. This piece so big that you gotta back up. Put your tag over mine so we might get smacked up. Either red or with a can with the hoodie raised up. I'm tough to steal wood brick anywhere you can see him. The whole hood looking like a rap museum.
I be the one with the backpack full of records. When I enter your party, I'm getting on your DJ like a Grandmaster Flash, waiting for the DJ to challenge Def Tag. And I'm ready, I ain't cut no slack. Coast to coast, spin around, bring it back. Move the fader with my back, that's my mission. Terminate any whack DJ in my vicinity. And I practice all day, it's time to slay. The kid don't play, if you really want to battle, you best be prepared. Cause I'ma take a DJ out of here. And I have no mercy, Jason on the fader, like I'm cut creator in the project basement, scratching, tearing it up. It's a massacre. I rip the party up.
Stepping with something different, infinite combinations of stepping up, rocking 1-2, jump starting electro. Break it up, bring it back, break it down. Hit, spin, and freeze, battle to any sound. It's the DJs cutting enough damage at the dance floor. With Grandoid, the style so for candor. Quadrant master level up the feel that we displayed and innovated and created with faces like we and clicking it all been demonstrated, orchestrated to the movement. Studying history and practice for improvement. In tune with the moon sits and dark side. To keep it poppin' with my lady rockin' all night. Nord1kone from the syndicate's a big vibration, overtaking you half steppers and slick dive.
Elements like a laser.
God damn.
No.
I've heard better. Yeah.
Whatever. He's all right.
Yeah.
Knock me back down to earth. Thank you.
Wow.
It's no Tekashi 6ix9ine, C-Dog. I'm sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I couldn't bring that little pump style.
Yeah.
Eminem, you are not.
Yeah, nope. I am definitely not. I am definitely not Marshall Mathers.
Yo, but shout out Marcus J from the Impossibles for the hook. And C-Doc, you provided me with that hook, which really helps set the pace for the whole song. So
you know what? Something about that, honestly, and I gotta give a shout out to my brother Marcus, who's no longer with us, but who is I'm pretty sure he's with us because I want to explain something real quick. When I let everybody else pick their element first, I figured Def Chad would do DJ because he is a DJ. He's a DJ and an MC. So, I wasn't sure which one CM would pick, and he did the graffiti one, and then Nord1kone did the break-in. So I got I was left with MCing, and I was kind of like, oh man, what the hell am I gonna write about MCing? That I haven't already written 1,000 times before, that other MCs have written 1,000 times before, and Marcus always had a thing where he would try to make himself a better MC. He would always try to give himself like a challenge to work from, and whether it was a way of doing the rhyme scheme or rhyming about certain things, or putting different he put different limits on himself for certain verses. Like if it was just a song about something, it didn't really have a concept, he would put limits on himself just to get a workout. And I think that's when I realized I was going to have to do MCing, I was like, well, I got to do something. And I think that was the Marcus J, giving me the idea, put a limit on yourself and really work that thing. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'll just do approximately every 2 words will be an M word and a C word, and I'll just try to string that together. And it seemed like a great idea for half the verse, and then I was just like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like it was like the first half was like easy, and I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be great. And I got halfway in, and I'm just like, oh my God, dude, why? And I was so ready to bail on it, but I'm like, I can't do it. I gotta see it through. So I took a couple days off and came back to it, and glad you guys dig it. I really do. So
you crushed it, man.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, can we just say you did the damn thing?
Yeah. Thank you. And I am honored to be a part of this record, and I had to step up because dude, geez, you guys have heard the whole thing, and you know who's on it and what they brought to the table. So there's no slouching at all. And no, MROK, thank you, man, for because that was, I remember early on you sent that beat and you're like, hey, this is for the thing, can I get the bulls on it? And I was like, yeah, of course. That's you don't even have to ask. So, and I love the concept. So yeah, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, definitely. Like, once again, just want to thank everybody that contributed to this album in any way, shape, or form. It definitely took a village. It's a bunch of people coming together with one love, just to keep the sound that we all love so much alive, and come out with something in 2022 that might sound like it's from 92, but everyone brought the passion and the talent and the bars and the energy. And I love everyone who worked on it. Thank you, everyone who worked on it. And just appreciate it all. And I hope everyone listening loves it as well. So thank you.
Dope work, bro. I'm so proud of this record, just for whatever I could contribute to it. And and the work you did with it. And, as of right now, I consider it your magnum opus, and that'll change down the road because I know you got a lot more records left in you. So,
yes, sir.
But yeah, this one is definitely special, and I'm proud to have it on the label. I'm proud to have it on SpitSlam. Yes, Carlitos L. We do ship to the UK. The service we use, Kunaki. So they do ship to the UK. All the CDs are on demand. So you place an order and they will manufacture it and ship it out. But they do a great job. I mean, if you can see the stuff up close, it's official.
It's top quality.
Yeah.
And I've ordered a bunch. I know.
It's a real CD, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Dude.
Exactly. So Nord1kone wants to know, MROK, do you skate or what?
Oh, dude, I used to when I was a much younger man. I had a Powell Peralta, Mike McGill board, and used to rock Vans and listen to Suicidal Tendencies, and probably one of my favorite skate albums, which probably most people didn't skate to, was Yo Bum Rush the Show, man. That was always in my box when I was skating. Just there's some great shit on there to skate to. So yes, sir. I love the whole skateboard culture. And yes, Zoo York, shout out Zoo York. Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this out here. That sounds like a concept for another album. So
yeah. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Suicidal Tendencies or what?
Yeah,
what
Suicidal Tendencies, Jen. Of course.
That's a throwback to another complete time in my life.
It totally is.
Thank
It
God.
totally is.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Hey, the hip hop skate record would be kind of banging.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much hip hop and skating go hand in hand. When it was starting to get big, skating, that is, like it was I don't know. I just didn't associate Jenny A. Punk. I wouldn't associate much hip hop with skateboarding, but it's gone that way. So.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Jenny Punk.
Jenny's punk as hell.
I shared a beer with Joe Strummer. What the hell's wrong with you?
There you go. That's it.
Punk rock than that.
Yep. That's about as punk as it gets, homie. So, damn it, I was gonna say something. I can't remember what it was. Something about something.
Skate rap.
Skate rap. But that's the Jenny's punk as fuck. She is.
Damn. Nord1kone ain't right.
There we go.
Oh no, I was going to say, we're gonna wrap this up here in a minute. So if anybody else has any other questions, but however, too, we're going to be back on Tuesday, all of us here, as well as some other, some other special guests. We'll have Nord1kone in the house, and we're also supposed to have Elda Sensei and Filmos Chill, right?
Yes, sir, and Limit Break as well.
And Limit Break. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
So we can really get into more of the nuts and bolts of the album.
Yes,
but we can also, give the floor to them, let them talk as well. But
exactly.
Yeah. So yes. So the album drops on all platforms at midnight and will be on Bandcamp shortly as soon as MROK decides to put it up.
And I actually might have already done it. So if you want the album, go on and get it. It's Bandcamp.
There you go on Bandcamp.
We are live.
Okay, and yeah, like I said, I will. I'll get the store updated here momentarily too, and so if anybody wants CDs, they'll be there. And I'm trying to think of any. Yes, flat. Oh, you want a CD or did you have a question?
Yeah, no,
or both.
No, I just
Okay. Okay.
Need a CD. Gotta have a CD.
Yep. So
that's a throwback to Tuesday night when Arturo was raising his hand and his dad thought he wanted a high five.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He knew the answer to the question.
That's right. Good old Arturo. He's going to be a future guest on It's CDOC again.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Curious. It was nice talking to you, but now it's time to talk to Arturo. So, maybe Curious will be like,
go get your own beer. Let Arturo talk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. Yep. There you go, Knack. Exactly.
What the hell?
Exactly.
Wow.
That's my homie. He's a classy fella. All right. Well,
isn't he though?
He is. I love that dude. Well, thank you everyone in the chat for joining us. MROK, congratulations, bro. I know it's been quite the journey. But I'm so happy to that this is coming out finally, and I know you are too.
Yes, sir.
And, any last piece of trivia or words you want to impart?
No, just everyone out there, whatever your favorite streaming platform is, like CDOC was saying, it's going to be available at midnight. Otherwise, it's available right now on Bandcamp. Just hope you enjoy it. Thank you for listening to it. Thank you for being here tonight with us as we went through it. And one love, hip hop.
Yep. And like I said before, like and subscribe. Also, let us know if you want us to do this again. This was kind of cool. This was the first one. We've decided to try it out, and we might do some more. Jenny, any parting words?
What I just said. Go buy the fucking CD, man.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you.
I echo that statement.
Oh man, thank you.
Yeah.
Flatline. Yeah. And okay, so yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. We will see you Tuesday on It's CDOC again. And usually I play the It's CDOC again thing to go out, but it's not really It's CDOC again, so I'm not going to do that. So we'll play the SpitSlam commercial again. Here we go.
Awesome.
Peace out, everyone.
Peace.
The SpitSlam record label group, a Chuck D situation. Catch us on your favorite streaming platform, on Bandcamp, or visit our official web store at SpitSlamRecords.com. All releases are available digitally or on CD, with select titles available on vinyl and cassette. The SpitSlam Records